During the last year, it was a game changer actually.
So,
It's like the iPhone, you know.
all right, and welcome everybody. I am here with Aban and Ruth.
Hi.
They've been working really hard to spread the gospel of premium sprayers and really showcase and innovate a lot of really cool new things being brought to the detailing industry, the agricultural industry, and kind of everything in between. And so really happy to have them out here and kind of learn from them what the latest is from the brand. I know at SEMA, you also had some projects that weren't 100% completed yet that you couldn't really showcase, but now we've come a lot further since then and have stuff that's pretty much right now being released, which is exciting.
We have some goodies. You know, first of all, I would like to say, like, you know, you put so much pressure on us. You know, because
What?
We are manufacturers, you know, and
do I put air pressure on you?
Yeah, we are.
How many bars of pressure do I put on you?
a lot. No, I'm talking about, you know how difficult it is as a manufacturer, you know, to have new stuff every year. You know, it's challenging, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, they are art sprayers. It's a tool. And what we try is to provide solutions to the end user. You know, it helps us a lot to be in direct contact with the end user, and especially in the detailing industry, because we learn a lot, and that allow us to develop new tools, more ergonomic tools, like something that make life easier. You know?
What are the solutions?
So the first one is like what we call the precision foam tip.
Okay. Ooh.
It's been a frequent demand since the very beginning, since we launched the first foamers.
Yeah.
Trying to refresh our audience a little bit about the foamer, because I'm still, Anthony, I'm listening to the guys asking, hey, you know what, I just bought a new Foam Pro 2 and I'm not able to get the foam that Mr. Anthony getting his videos, you know. How can I do it better? You know that there are certain things that are crucial to make the proper foam. We need a surfactant agent, or we need a foaming agent. There's some people that just put water, so like, hey, I can't get any foam at all.
Yes. Yep.
Dilution rate. We were talking last year about it, and
look at this. Ruth has put together this most amazing dilution ratio chart. It's incredible.
One is available on the English version on our website, and the other part is on the Spanish version.
Very nice.
Right? So you can download it, print it, and use it wherever you are.
apart from that, we have what we call the tips or the mixers, like 3 different ones.
Correct.
And some people complain, say, hey, what is my gray one? What is the intermediate? It's already in, right? That's important to know. So, you know, depending on the color you have like a more humid or drier foam, correct? Apart from that, we need pressure, because, I mean, with 10 psi, we can really produce a proper foam. So we need to work over 25 psi, you know. We need a special nozzle for that. And it's not just the color, it's like a nozzle that has to be able to spray the liquid and the air.
Yes.
So the flow rate is huge
Yeah.
in comparison to a regular sprayer, in which you only have to spray liquid.
Yes. Yeah.
So the combination of these 5 things makes the proper foam. So what happened was, like, you know, with our previous foamers or the previous tip, we have like 110 degrees spraying.
Yeah.
And that, you know, depending on where you are spraying, is kind of too much sometimes, you know. If you're spraying a bike,
Yep.
a more
You're getting foam here, and you only need it about right there. Yes, so it's kind of it can sometimes create a little bit of a mess, and you know, and you can only put the nozzle so close to the point where you wanted something has a little bit more distance, especially if you're spraying a chemical, so you're not breathing it in or living in it. You know, so yes, I understand.
So the biggest demand was like, hey, what if I want to target my foam? You know, it's like I'm doing like an interior cleaning, I'm doing like upholstery cleaning or a carpet cleaning, or just I don't really feel like wasting the product because I'm spraying over the frame of a bicycle, things like that. So we have created like a 60 degrees foam that we call the precision foam tip.
So here we go. So I'll have you take it from there. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I see. Can I take that thing for a spin? It's like driving a new car, right? You know, I've been driving, I mean, that's a new car as well, right? But sometimes I like, you know, testing, going to a dealership, trying a few different things out. This, ooh, that is really nice. And that's just a tip change, but I'm now able to get the coverage I'm looking for in this wheel well. That's nice. That's really nice. Oh, the barrels, finally, I'm not getting all that overspray on everything. Look at the calipers. This is really the ideal spray pattern for wheels and tires. That's great, I love that as well, but the coverage here, because typically what's happening is I'm getting overspray when I'm spraying a tire up onto my fenders. Yeah. And I'm giving overspray onto my doors, and I don't necessarily want that, right? I want my foam exactly on the tire, I want my foam exactly on the wheel, and that is what makes me happy. But the inner fender well is really nice because the precision. So calling it the precision tip, that makes sense. Yep. I get it now. What else do we have do we have anything a little bit larger than this guy? If we're going in size, I know my joke sometimes.
We have to talk about, I think we didn't do it in the previous seasons, about solvent-based products.
Okay.
That they are out of the pH scale. Mm-hmm. They are not water-based products.
Yeah.
And we know that they are used in detailing.
Okay. So between body work and stuff like that getting done, you're trying to remove anything that would interfere with a possible spray or the possible look of paint work, right? I mean, so you want to make sure that in the sanding process, the finishing process, and all that, that you have the cleanest panels possible. And so that would be something that we put inside here. Myself, as somebody that uses brake cleaner quite often, right? I use brake cleaner for all sorts of different projects, whether I'm degreasing something or I'm doing a brake job or I'm in the engine bay. This now allows me to put a brake cleaner now into an IK sprayer in a very safe way.
Usually it's been the main application of that kind of a sprayer, brake cleaning.
Yeah.
What happened was like a year and a half ago, some of the big guys in the paint and body work, they call us and say, you know what, it's been a terrible problem in the industry. Because due to the new regulations for low VOCs, there's no sprayer in the market able to spray the new formulas. So it's been a change in the formulas. Because solvents, they have certain benefits.
Correct, yeah. So basically the second that lands on the surface and hits it, degreases, evaporates, it basically gets that away from the surface as fast as possible. But that also means that the more air is exposed to it, right, and the less of a seal that it has, right, the chance that can just be outgassing from the bottle itself. And that's why when spraying brake cleaners and solvents like that, they're typically stored in like a metal container that has a compressor fitting on it, right? And but you know what those don't have though? Those don't have a pump on them, right?
So as you mentioned, it was like you do a lot of brake cleaner.
Yeah.
That usually, I don't know yours, but sometimes, or most of the time, it comes in an aerosol.
Correct, yeah.
Metal tank.
Yep.
And the advantage is like you have about 150 PSI. Mm-hmm. That's something that is impossible to get in a handheld sprayer.
Yeah.
So that was the reason why we have increased the maximum pressure.
Okay.
Up to 60 PSI.
Oh, wow. So this one's actually going to be able to put out some decent pressure.
So the idea is to simulate somehow a brake cleaner application, or the performance of an aerosol.
Gotcha. Okay. So we have stainless steel tip on here.
Yeah, that's another feature. And the reason why is because all these new formulas for low VOCs are denser than the previous one. So we realized that the oil-based products usually they are projected better with metallic tips.
I'm gonna go ahead and oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. That's awesome. I didn't know how aggressive it was gonna be, but that's pretty much exactly about the aggressiveness that you would want spraying a brake cleaner. And then if you can you adjust this at all? Oh, you can. So I can go ahead and bring this in, right, to give me more of a fan here. Let's just say I'm knocking out a larger surface area, or if I want to bring it back into a nice tight, ooh, there we go. I kind of like that right there.
By using these new formulas, they change the components of the formulas. Now they are mixing like aliphatic, let me say like I would say 80-90% of products like acetone, and 10 to 20% like aliphatic solvents like epthan, hexane. And the problem is like the two solvent-based products are not compatible. So it's not enough by using Viton. You need to use like a stream Viton. So we have changed all the O-rings that are in direct contact with the chemical in order to make a very robust solvent-based sprayer.
Very cool. I can't believe we're spraying brake cleaner all over the front of this car. I'm kidding. It's just, it is distilled water. What else do we have besides these right here?
During the last year, it was a game changer actually.
Yeah.
The eFoam Pro 2.
Oh yeah.
You know, we are in the process of trying to implement new features and trying to improve the it's like the iPhone, you know.
We'll call it the improve, right? eFoam Pro 2, the next generation of that, which is pretty much now here, which I'm really excited about. Ruth, are you going to dive in?
I'm going to dive in and work on it. So we are so excited that finally we are ready to present all our customers, our detailers, the updated version, eFoam Pro 2, we call it V2. And we learned a lot with the feedback we had with our customers and distributors, talking about the unit and the field. So we changed some things to make it a better experience to our customers when using them for small parts cleaning or a whole car cleaning. We changed the closure for the USB-C port.
Okay.
That makes the unit much more robust against water insert.
Okay.
So it's protecting the inside electronic parts from humidity, mist, and other issues. So now you are sure this is not going to fall down.
Yep.
It's going to keep. Please do not put it inside a bucket full of water.
Yeah. Try to
right?
fill it.
Try to fill it.
Fill it outside of the bucket. But if water splashes on the outside
doesn't
now,
happen anything.
Yeah,
we even tried to push artificially the water in. It's not getting in, but of course mist is something aerial, it can go in. So apart from that, we modify the bottom of the unit, marking it with V2. That will identify immediately the sprayer as the second version. Okay. The most important work has been done inside. So some things have been changed inside to make it more reliable, to reduce the risk of having issues with the pressure detector. So it's not happening anymore. You will hear later on the demo side the sound it makes. It is just slightly different from the version number 1. We develop a software that can be used with a external cable connected to a computer with this program that will allow us as manufacturers, but also some distributors, to check any unit that should be needed for check-in and get information about the unit. So we can know how many times it was used, in what conditions, how long it was running, if there was an overheating or over electronical effect on the compressor. So we can get more information than before, and that is part of the upgrade too.
I can't believe it. Yeah, we have diagnostics.
Diagnostics,
on a detailing sprayer. That's pretty insane. I mean, the next thing, I guess if we're talking, if there's ever a V3, it will be Bluetooth compatible, turn on the compressor, like remote start from the garage, so you can be inside your house, but like, I think I'm gonna detail my car. Let me turn on my compressor, and then it'll be ready for me. He's laughing, but he's not saying no. I know the team over there, Mikkel and everybody, they might go, actually,
We're taking notes on all of you're saying.
Never say never. So I want to know, so this data cable, is this a specific data cable that you would need that you guys have, or is this something that can be purchased, or how does that work?
No. It's something that we have developed with the technical department.
Okay.
It was initially something that we were going to have have as manufacturers, but then we thought that it would be a good opportunity for some big distributors or personal interested in that to have it. But of course, it's nothing that you will find in the market or a SKU that you can purchase online. This is something that can be asked for on demand. And we would be happy, for example, to share with you, our company, in case you might want to check
to be able
those.
to help customers and be able to help kind of like diagnose maybe what could have gone wrong or something like that.
Exactly, because as you know, we have distribution here in US for 10 years now, and it's sometimes difficult to make a diagnosis of any unit, not just this one, but other units in the distance. So we usually ask for some videos, some information that customers can share with us, but when you don't get to the point, this will be something we can count on. I just wanted to note something else, and it's the bottom for switching the unit on and off. Okay, so we changed the bottom too. So with the new unit, you just need to press for 2 seconds instead of 4 seconds. This was something the technicians didn't like much because they wanted the user to be aware of what they were doing. But at the same time, we said, some customers are getting anxious because when they press, it's not starting immediately. So we say, okay, let's get a compromise. Let's just press it twice, for 2 seconds, and then it will keep on starting. On the part side of the compressor, this has been modified. Some customers have asked us if we're going to launch an E-Multi Pro 2 as well, right? So we haven't done it yet, but we can adapt the chamber of the E-Foam Pro 2 to become an E-Multi. You just need to change the nozzle and remove inside the chamber the gray mixer and connect the flexible tube. So I'm going to show you on the alkaline sprayer how to do it. So there is a gray part in here where the flexible tube ends. That's the mixer, the gray mixer. So if you just simply remove that part and reconnect the flexible tube, you're going to have a multi-spray spray, right?
Gotcha.
Important. You cannot use a chamber for a multi. You need to use the chamber you have for a foamer because the safety valve is there at a higher pressure. Right? If you put here a multi-chamber, the compressor will not stop because it will not detect the right pressure inside the tank. So in this way, by changing these parts on the chamber, you might have an E-Multi Pro 2, an E-Multi Alkaline Pro 2, and E-Foam Pro 2 Alkaline 2. So the same unit, by adapting the chamber, could make 4 different sprayers for your needs.
Are we able to take that for a test spin?
Sure, of course.
Can we?
Of course.
We're gonna get Exoskeleton Jimmy all mounted up here. Most people can't see it. There's an entire mech suit that he is wearing right now, kind of similar to like a Gundam. We have, again, just to kind of recap some of this, if people are new and have never seen this, you do have your safety switch here, right? So this is gonna be your trigger lock to either, be ready to go or lock it so that way you're not accidentally discharging this top here. You do have your pump up here in case that maybe you run out of battery, right? Correct. Stuck on the side of a road, you're on a camping trip, right? And you want to just, build some old school muscle, right? Let's say you haven't gone to the gym in a while, you still have this you can pump up. And then you also have your release valve here, which is going to obviously allow you to either manually release the air or it'll auto release once it reaches a particular PSI. This is one thing that I would recommend. If anything, always make sure this is clear and free of debris, right? So if you ever have buildup or you're using a particular cleaner and it starts building up anything around here for just the off-gassing of that chemical, just take a little detailing brush and some water and just clean around it, clean the underside, and that'll prevent it from getting sticky.
And be sure that it's working. It's something like I say. If you haven't used the unit for a long time, some of the chemical can get dry in here and block the safety release valve. So it's important to double check that it's functioning.
Correct. And then your tip here can be adjusted to a horizontal or vertical position. I technically have a 45-degree angle if you want to do it that way. You'll simply loosen this lock collar here, turn your nozzle, and then relock it, and then it's going to lock into the position you want it in. So for this is not on yet, so I'm going to hold 2 seconds.
You have to switch on.
Okay, so 2 seconds.
You okay? You need to keep it pressed, until it comes green.
2. There. Okay. Okay, I did 1.5 seconds.
You did it perfect.
Yes, okay, so I'm at 2 seconds at this point in time, right? And so do I have to press anything else?
Yes, you need to press it twice to activate a compressor.
Okay.
There it goes. Did you hear the ram sound? How it comes from the bottom up to the top?
Like before.
So
It's pressurized. You can have
It
fun.
seemed like it went faster. Is it going faster than the V1?
It depends on the airspace you leave.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So here we go. Make sure that my trigger lock is in the on position. So I'm left-handed, right? And so they need a left-handed trigger lock for people like me. So then I have to flick it this way. It's okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and lay down some foam. And what chemical do we have in here right now?
It's the gentle foam.
Gentle foam. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So we'll go ahead and lay this on. Compressor is going to kick on. We're going to be able to continuously spray this thing. So I'm actually going to come around to this side over here. Oh, we have the Christmas edition. We have GFX. And getting some good coverage here. And I have not stopped spraying. I'm just holding the trigger down. And then what we'll do here is I'm gonna let this run and show you that at a certain point, right, we're no longer, I don't wanna say keeping up with the pressure, but we're allowing this to catch up, fill the chamber completely with air. And at this point in time, right, you can actually see our chemical to air ratio. So right now we have probably about 20 ounces left of actual liquid here, which is gonna be our diluted soap. But at this point in time, right, what I was trying to say is that you're keeping up with the air as the compressor's kicking on, and it's keeping that pressure steady and constant. But what's nice is just allowing it to repressurize at a certain point, and if you're between wheels, you're moving around, it will automatically do that. So even me coming to, let's just say, this headlight right here, we'll go ahead and lay this down and show you that in general, the more air that you have, the better foam you will eventually get. And it's not to say that the foam's gonna be bad in the beginning, it's just, this is just gonna produce just by, chemistry, that's just how it works. But you can see how thick this is gonna build up. So my recommendation, generally speaking, is if you can go 3/4 to about half full, that's when you're gonna get some really fantastic foam. But if you're filling this all the way up, not allowing any room for air, then that first few seconds of spray isn't gonna be as good as it gets to that point there. So we'll go ahead and lay this on and show you that you're gonna be able to get some really good build up here. I mean, that is very, very good looking foam. Thank you guys very much. Thanks to IK, and thank you to the team in Spain for all the hard work, for making new products and for killing it on the video production side. You guys are amazing there as well. So Dane, we're gonna kick it back to you.